association with the CSI Conservation chapter to provide brilliant opportunities that brilliance are necessary. This is the passion of several main the common goal of facilitating more development wherever possible, and I can work more on that. Now I call upon the department HOD, Dr. J. Napoli to give the welcome address.
Yes, on this wonderful day of learning and growing, I consider it as a great privilege to address and welcome such an esteemed audience. It is with pride that I welcome to the technical conference the 3 days national level FDP on foundations of data science. I would like to thank and welcome members of the country to Dr.Doreen, his chief chairman, St. Joseph's Institute. I would also like to thank our Managing Director, Mr. Priya, and Executive Director, Mr. Shashi, for having supported us in an endeavor that whatever we take for the betterment of our staff and students. I would like to thank our incredible principal, Dr. P. Rajchandran, for being a beacon of knowledge and hope we can turn to in times of need. Also, I would like to extend a warmest welcome to Professor N. Murugan, Chairman, CSI Conjuram Chapter, a man of exceptional talent and countless years of experience. We are privileged to have you in our midst. Welcome, sir. I would also like to extend my heartiest welcome to Dr. J. Frank Vijay and also Dr. S.K. Saravanan and Dr. B. Sridevi from CSI Conjuram Chapters. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, sir. I would like to welcome a guest of honor, Dr. Doreen, an experienced personality who has dedicated years to the betterment of the domain she works in. I am delighted to be in the midst of such esteemed dignitaries today. I warmly welcome the staff, faculties who have joined this FDP from various organizations, and I am very sure that 3 days of these FDP will be a real learning for me. Welcome you once again on behalf of the management and staff and department of students. Welcome you all. Thank you.
Now, I would like to welcome Professor N. Murugan, Ph.D. Professor N. Murugan graduated in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Madras Union. He received his in Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering specialization in microwave from the University of Pune in 2001 and has conferred Ph.D. in August 2010 at the University of Pune. Professor N. Murugan has worked in the capacity of lecturer, assistant professor in the Doctor Department of Electronics Engineering of PREC for a period of over 30 years and worked as assistant professor and professor of E&PC Engineering, HOD of the E&PC Department of Vishwakarma Institute of Information and Technology for a period of over 7 years. Presently, he is serving as professor in the same department and principal of SRM Engineering College. Having over 30 years of experience in teaching and administration, his fields of interest are included Opticom, Satcom, and EMITC. Dr. Murugan is a fellow of IEEC and a member of ISTV, IPL, ISO, SCCL, CSL, ISCA, and SSL. He is credited as over many years published in national and international global conferences and offers more exposed integrated mobile communication systems, communication systems, optical and measured communication, and great coding and for diploma and design students. He was a chief coordinator of ISTV on advanced communication systems and SJIT on advanced measured and optical communication systems. International conference on smart computers, electrical, electronics and communication engineering, and science at SRM Engineering College, and conferred our first and second national conference on microwave and millimeter communications held at SRM Engineering College, and co-conference of national conference on government communication system held at DIIT Pune, and the national seminar introducing a new faculty held at extraordinary group of institutions held during the March 2011. Professor N. Milligan is an approved PG research and Ph.D. supervisor of the Anna University, Chennai, Satyabama University, and currently he is guiding six future research scholars and six have already completed. ISTE was awarded the Anna University National Award for an outstanding academic to Dr. Doreen for the year 2016. Subsequently, in 2018, he was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award by NCA. Now, I would like to call on Professor M. to give us a speech.
Thank you, Mr. Yoga, for a detailed introduction. Thank you. Respected chief guest of today's function and the resource person of the morning session, Dr.Doreen, founder and director, CIRF, respected principal of St. Joseph Institute of Technology, Dr. Ravi Chandran, head of CSE department and the convener of this FDP, Dr. Daphne Booth, the coordinators, Ms. A.R. Darshika, Ms. R. Sherin, and all the faculty coordinators behind this wonderful event. My fellow executive members from CSI Kanchipuram, Dr. J. Santi, Vice Chairman, Dr. S. K. Saravanan, Honorary Secretary, and Dr. B. Sri Devi, Honorary President. And the heroes of this 3-day FDP, the faculty members who are the participants of this event. Good morning, one and all. I welcome all of you for this 3 days FDP. As you know, the topic of the FDP, foundation of data science.
Recording in progress.
That's the need of the hour, because nowadays the data science students from respective institutions will be able to explore in a very nice way so that they will contribute to the development of the teams. So, before I conclude, I thank the organizing team for inviting me for the introduction and the inaugural function of this meeting. I wish the entire team a grand success of this 3-day event. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you for your wonderful thoughts, sir. Now, I would like to welcome the guest of honor, Dr. D. Doreen. Dr. D. Doreen is the director of the Computational Intelligence Research Foundation. She is a data scientist and machine learning and deep learning trainer and a keynote speaker. She received a BTech in Information Technology from the University of Madras, Chennai, MD in Computer Science and Engineering from Anna University, and PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from Anna University. Research interests include parallel and distributed computing, peer-to-peer computing, grid computing, cloud computing, and big data analysis. Previous positions include Professor and Head at Loyola ICAL College of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Information Technology, Assistant Professor at the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Teaching and Research Associate at the Department of Computer Science, CHENNAI University, Sydney, and Assistant Professor at the Department of Information Technology, Assistant College of Engineering. She has published about 30 papers in international and national journals and conferences. She is a life member of ISTE. She is a reviewer of computational and electronic engineering journal and future generation computation journal. She has been the resource person for the workshop on digital patterns, big data analytics using Telugu, data science using Python, machine learning, deep learning, software testing, blockchain technologies, cyber security, and cyber forensics. She has trained over more than 7,000 faculties, students, and corporates in the latest technology. She is a member of Board of Studies at SJIT College of Engineering and Arizona College of Engineering. In addition, she is the administrator of Digital Group of Schools. Now, I would like to call upon Dr.Doreen to give us a speech.
Good.
Doreen ma'am.
Good morning to one and all present here. Hope my voice is audible. Yes. If my voice is, yeah. Thank you so much. On this bright morning, it gives me immense pleasure to meet you all today on the 3-day FDP program on fundamentals of data science. Right? This program is especially tailored to address the faculties who will be handling data science. You know, the word data science has been booming around the area of corporates, the educational fields. Can I get from the faculties? If you take the past 2 to 3 years, what are the new branching outs of computer science programs that are introduced in various colleges? You can unmute or you can post your answers on the chat. What are the new courses that are being branched out? Yes, I could get it from Professor Harsha. It's Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, AIDA or DS, Data Science, right? Then ML, Machine Learning, yes. Other new courses, not only in AI, ML, what are the different new branches? Or before we had only computer science and engineering. In 2000, this IT came into existence, and now we have got, yes, rightly said by Ajita ma'am, cyber security, BSCS, yeah, CSBS, Computer Science and Business Studies. Then cloud computing and cyber security. Thank you, Sandhya ma'am. Others. Big data analytics. Thank you, Dr. Chitra Devi ma'am. What about others? Big data, cyber security, BSCS, AIML. All right. These are the different branches out that comes through computer science and engineering, or you say it to be information technology. All right. So, what is this data science all about? From your perspective, what is this data science? What do you think? I don't want any definitions. Just from your understanding, what do you think? What is data science? When you take science itself a study, right? Say for example, physics is a branch of science. What do you learn in physics? Ma'am, please don't ask us questions, ma'am. Is that your mindset? I don't know. What do you learn predominantly in physics? In physics, what do you learn? Okay, in chemistry, what do you learn? It's a study of answers. Yes, yes, Hannah ma'am has given. Yes, it's study of matters or measurements. In physics, in study of different chemicals. If you take of botany, it's a study of. Can give your answers on chat. Plants, thank you, Ajita ma'am. And zoology, you say it is the study of animals and humans, right? So, yeah, living and non-living organs or something like that. Same way, anatomy, thank you, China ma'am, right? So, here you say you're going to learn about data science, right? When you say about data science, you're going to understand how the data are, learning about the data, right? Nowadays, you've got huge volumes of data. Right? When you take data science, it could be applied in any field, and it's not only computer science or IT people are into learning into this. Every stream of people are trying to incorporate themselves into data science, right? So here in these 3-day session, we are going to see. I'll just give you overview. Can you allow me to make us a co-host so that I could share screen? Can you allow me to share? How long should I need to have the session, or we could start up with the session, ma'am? Able to hear my voice? Yeah, yes, ma'am. How long should I need to speak, or it's only an introductory talk? Or could we start? Okay. So when this is the 3-day FDP program onto this. So we're going to see on the first session between data science and introduction, right? What is the need of data science, right? Why do you need to learn, or what is the importance of data science? And the next session too will be following into the exploratory data analysis. Hopefully some of you would have really worked on with these tools. For some it will be new, and then we are going to see the process of data science from the scratch and how it goes step by step, and the benefits and uses. And in the afternoon session, on to the exploratory data analysis, we'll be having the hands-on on retrieving data, cleansing the data, how do you integrate, how do you transform. Those things will be seen on session 3 on day 1. On data session 1, we'll be starting working with pandas. All right, how many of you have worked with pandas? Is there anybody who worked with pandas? No? Let me have answers on chat. Have you worked with pandas? Yes, thank you, Chiltra Devi, ma'am. If 65 people, you can just type one letter, yes. That is also enough. If no, type N, that is also enough. No, Aditya ma'am says no. Only 2 responses out of 66, right? From the pandemic, it's quite challenging to have the online session, but still I can assure you, the way you come in will not be the way you go out if you really listen to the 3 days talk, right? And then we'll be working with how are going to operate on data, how are you going to index it, how you work. Yes, we'll have every session will be It happens.
Kindly.
It happens always. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I will let you know. I will let you know, Anita. We'll be working, and how we're going to have combining of data sets, and then we work with NumPy. NumPy, it stands for numerical Python, and then we will be working on day 3 first session visualization with Matplotlib, and then we'll be working on with the scatter plots and different kinds of plots, and then following day we'll work on with Plotly and Bokeh. Right? This is your curriculum. This is your syllabus for this course, Fundamentals of Data Science. Basically, you need to act on how do you prepare your data, and sometimes you think that you are not handling this semester, this subject this semester, but eventually, I can assure you, once you learn this subject thoroughly, like it will be helpful for you in every streams, like even in your research, in your teaching, in every part of it. It is like when we had our syllabus, when we complete our engineering, we didn't have. And I will tell you a secret mantra. Every day I used to learn something new. Like I used to learn something new. So through that only I learned this, and I've trained more than 10,000 people, especially on Python, so data science and understanding of classification, regression, and visualization to the maximum. Whatever the topics that we could be able to cover it up, we'll be covering it up for in this 3-day session. All right. So this is the overview of the different 3-day sessions, and we wish to have an active participation. Don't just switch on your systems and then keep moving. It's not only for attendance and certificate. It is how the best knowledge that you could get out of it. Already, I know some of you will know about it. For some, it is new. All right. Can we start off?
Thank you for your wonderful speech, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now I call upon Darshika to give us a vote of thanks.
Morning, everyone. There could be nothing that gives more joy than being in the midst of such dignified personalities and proposing a vote of thanks on this delightful occasion. It is a true honor to have been a part of this learning program. I'd like to begin by thanking the God Almighty for making such an event not just possible, but also a resounding success. I have thanked our beloved chair, Dr. D. Manoran, MA, MBA, Ph.D. have been nothing short of his guiding light, constantly providing us unwavering support and helping us pursue the best version of ourselves. I am thankful for our remarkable managing director, Mrs. S. Jessica, whose time and energy have always been vital to the betterment of the quality of education offered to all. I am immensely grateful to our esteemed director, Mr. B. Satish, MSc, who have never lost sight of what is necessary to streamline the growth of improvement and achievement in technology. I'd be failing in my duty if I didn't thank our principal, Dr. P. Ravichandran, who has been monumental in orchestrating several such interactive programs that have proved to be grateful. At this opportune juncture, I'd like to thank our dignified chief guest, Professor M. Murugan, Chairman, CRC, a man of unparalleled intellect and composure, whose extreme presence and insightful words have made this event all the more special. I'd like to thank Dr. J. Frank Vijay, Vice Chairman, CSI Chapter, and also I would like to thank Dr. S.K. Saraman, Secretary, and Dr. B. Sridevi, Treasurer, CSC Constituent Chapter. I'd like to take this moment to thank the HODs of various departments who have come together to organize such successful and productive events. Words fail me when I try to think of a way to express my gratitude to all the diligent and hardworking faculties of our institution who have been instrumental in making this educational event absolutely delightful. I'd like to extend my gratitude to every one of you for coming together to make this event a resounding success. I once again thank you all for your patience, involvement, and support. Thank you.
Now, I request all the faculty to switch on the cameras to take a group picture.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Mudan sir. Thank you, Saram sir, and Frank Vijay sir and Sri Devi ma'am for coming and honoring this program. Thank you, Doreen ma'am, for your speech. We'll be starting a session within 5 minutes. Participants will be in the same league. We'll be starting the session within 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. It was a nice statement. Please go ahead. Excuse me.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am, you can start.
Alexander, kindly mute yourself. Okay, ma'am, we can start.
Okay. So it is good to see like 70 plus participants for the FDP on data science, fundamentals of data science. It's a very basic thing, and that you're going to see from today. It will be we are going to have like 9 sessions. All the 9 sessions will be blended with both theory and practicals, right? Before I start off with the session, how many of you are going to handle fundamentals of data science this current semester? Yes, type yes on the chat. No, type N on the chat. Just one letter is enough. Yes. Sharmila Devi ma'am says yes. What about others? Yes, please. No, Sutra Devi ma'am says no. No, Adita ma'am says, Esther Hannah ma'am says no. Okay. But even though if you're joining it, you've got an eager and a thirst to learn towards it. All right. So Let's start off. First, I'm going to give you in the first session an example of data science, how it would be used, and then we'll be going on. First session, we're going to have like a practicality, and then we'll be moving on. I hope you're able to see in my screen.
Yes.
Thank you. So the first thing is, what is data science, right? What is data science? You need to understand your business, right? What is the business that has been currently, what is the business season in universities and colleges now? You can also feel free to unmute or put your answers on chat. What is the season? If somebody is unmuted, answers please. Yes, please. What is the season in our universities and colleges now? What business season it is? Please do answer. Do you all want to have an active session or a passive session? Admissions, rightly say. Chitra Devi ma'am, Ajita ma'am, see these two and a few are very active and very, I don't want anybody to be silent listeners. Nobody is going to evaluate us, right? I will learn something new from you and you will learn something new from me, right? So yes, this is a business, this season is admission season. You get so many applications for admissions, right? In every engineering colleges. How many applications, or whether all the applications will turn into admissions or only a few will be turning into admissions? No, yes, only a few. Yeah, rightly said. So you need to understand the business, right? If it is an experienced college, they will know. So these many applications we are receiving, we know these many will be turning into the admissions. Even for some students, you give your admissions, but they don't pay the fee and they get admitted. So there are various factors. So you have a huge data to be processed. Even you can apply data science for your own institution. Then you need to mine the data, right? If you say, for example, this is 2022 admissions, you can say about 2021 admissions, 20 admissions, 19 admissions, 18 admission, and 17 admission. So if you're going to take past 5 years admissions, how many applications received, teams to be admitted into how many streams, what is the pattern of data, what is the trend sending the students are being done. All right, and then you can clean up the data. You can have a data exploration. That's very, very important. Visualizing our data. And then we go into feature engineering. In feature engineering, we are going to extract only the needed features that is needed to process the data in relevance to my problem statement. I repeat it. In feature engineering, there are different things. There is feature selection, and also there is something called as feature extraction. Feature extraction. Right? In feature extraction, you have algorithms to extract with relevance to my problem statement. But to make it even more clear, right? If you see to it, you have your college database, right? In your college database, say for example. Okay, say for example, if I'm going to take my data, six semester students are there, right? So 6 semester students are there. Now they're into the 7th semester, right? You have the students. What are the data that you'll have in the database? Can I have the answers on the chat, please? In your college database, what are the content you will have? For the students who are in semester 6, for example, Quick. Yes, Ajita ma'am says name, register number, CGPA. What about others? Quick, quick, quick. If you don't give me a response, I would like to think that you have all joined and you've switched on your system and you're doing your own work. Only one response. What about others? At least each one of you give one column name. Contact details, right? Mobile number. Rightly said. All semester marks. Thank you, Sandhya ma'am. You're right. I'm asking the entire student database, whatever you have. You have your father's name. You have your mother's name. Yes, yeah, Chitra Devi ma'am. It's date of birth, the skill sets. Now, what are the student details? The placement records if they are in the final year. You'll have the Aadhaar number. Yes, you'll have the blood groups. Yes, so many details. What are the certificates received? Rightly said. So many things. So in future engineering, what am I going to do? Say for example, if I want to know how the student is going to perform in semester 7 or semester 8, I need to extract only the features of, right, the register number and their mark patterns from semester 1 to semester 6. You remember, I told you for an example, if you're going to have it between semester 1 to semester 6. Yeah, internal, external participation, so many things you have in a database. I will extract only those things. There are two things in data science, right? Either you can have an algorithm to extract or you can select it. For this very simple problem, I can extract only the register number and the semester marks. From this, I will be able to develop a predictive modeling how the student will be performing in semester 7 and semester 8. I say, for example, if I'm going to have the 5-year students before from 17 to 22, how those batch students were performing between semester 1 to semester 6, how did they perform to semester 7 to semester 8, and the same patterns could be applied with plus or minus 20%. Okay, deviations from it. Okay, so if we, say for example, this is one problem statement. The next problem statement is that if I'm going to find whether it would be challenging for the student to pay the final year fees or not, what are the columns needed from the database? Let me have the answers on chat, please. There's a problem. The first problem I told you, their students are in semester 6 and how the students will be performing in semester 7 and semester 8. I told we can extract only the register number and the past 6 semester marks, and from which I'll be able to develop a predictive model of how the students will do 7 and 8. Now, the second problem statement 2 is that, and from the student database, I need to extract information and I have to find it out how many students will, there are 3 outputs, right? For how many students is it easy to pay their final year fees? For how many of them it is little difficult? For how many of them it's very difficult to pay the final year fees? What are the columns that I would need to extract it from the student database? Is my problem definition clear? Yes, no? Yeah. What are the columns? What are the columns needed? What are the columns needed? Yes, you need the register number of student, and also you need to find it out their parents' occupation, and you need to find what is their annual income, and more importantly, how have they paid the fees in the first year, second year, and the third year. Does it make sense? So the same database, and you're going to extract information according to my problems. First problem statement, I'm predicting how the students will perform in semester 7 and semester 8. And the second problem definition, I want to find, is it easy or difficult or very difficult for the parents to pay the final year fees. Final year fees, college fees. So that I'll extract the register number, the name of the student, the father's name, the mother's name, the father's occupation, the mother's occupation, their annual income. More importantly, how the parents have paid the fee on the first year, second year, third year. They are on time, or they've asked any permission, or they have paid in installments. Does it make able to understand? All right. Yeah, the mode of payments. These things are the things you need to take. See, the data set, the data are available all over the world. How am I going to extract the information and make meaningful insights is more important. All right. Same data set. If I'm going to find from my college, right? If you're going to find the predictive model, who and all need to be given a scholarship the next semester? What are the factors that you'll take when you want to give a scholarship to the students? Please do answer. The performance, yes, the first is the percentage of mark. Then only with mark do we define a scholarship. Their family background, right? Whether they are deserving candidates to give, and also we see how the attitude of the children are. Yeah, well said, Anita ma'am. The attendance percentage. Yes, at least if you're coming 75% in the previous semester, we do recommend the percentage of mark and the family. How is the financial strength of the family? Any uncertainties, right? The sports achievers, well said. The sports achievers. CGP and clearing and their parental income. So now you are able to find it out, right? I gave you 3 problem statements. According to the data set is the same. So this is how we are going to play out with data and data science. So this feature engineering step plays a vital role in the process of data science. Or you say data engineering, whatever it is, right? It's data science is an umbrella statement which carries everything into it, right from understanding of business. So that's your business understanding. Since I gave you an example with the curriculum or with the university, you know this business very clearly. And let me hear from the chat, how many years you are experienced? Just type in your years of experience in teaching, research, whatever it is. Your years of experience. At least let me see how many answers I'm going to. Only these are the people who are listening to the talk very carefully. 8 years, 17 years teaching. 8 years, 10 years. Only 3 have responded. Let me see. Out of 84, 11 years, Anita ma'am, right? Prabhu sir, 12 years experience. 20 years, Mary ma'am. Sharmila ma'am, 5 years, Venkatesubramanian sir. 20 years, Aishwarya Devi ma'am, 11 years. 20 years, Gopala Krishnan sir. Pachaman ma'am, 17 years. Satya ma'am, 10 years now. Nalini ma'am, 22 years. Yes. Then, Dr. Satya ma'am, 21 years. What about others? It's a question that is so close to your heart. So only these are the people who are listening. See, within few minutes, I could acquire so much of data. I can go to visualization to find how many 5 years experience staff are there, 10 years experience, 15 years, 20, 25 years, and 30 years experience are there. Right? 13 years. Thank you, Anita ma'am. All right. Right. So with these, I can have a predictive model too. So when I asked you the questions, 3 problem statements, very close to your heart with the academics, so you're able to respond. So after having a data exploration, you need to find it out your feature engineering, right? The feature engineering, how are you going to extract the features? And from will be moving on into a development model, right? The prediction model, right? So where and all you can, I want an answer from him. What are the applications we can have predictions? First of all, let me give an example. If my value of blood sugar is this, then I could say this patient is a diabetic patient or not. I can predict with the blood sugar level, fasting and after fasting, or they're pre-diabetic, or if it is sales, right? Say for example, you see onto the systems, right? The car sales, right, in 2022, or if you could find, you can find which company has got the biggest sales, right? A cancer prediction. Yeah, I want some example. Predicting any manufacturing and sales. See, this is the car sales, right? The top selling car sales analysis. I hope my screen is seen.
Yes.
Yeah, the fuels, right? Now you know a lot of what do I say, electrical vehicles that come, right? Sales of particular product to reach into the market. Student CGPA prediction. I recommend teachers, or we can develop a model in one college. They started developing a model of it, and the college itself sponsored the faculty, and they are doing it. And even if I'm going to have a visualization of it, it'll be even more easier for me to find. See, from January, how many cars are registered. I can see there is something called forecast. How it is going to be the next 5 years, next 10 years, next 25 years. Best example. What runs behind is a prediction model. All right. Sales. Thank you, Sandhya ma'am. Thank you, Saravanan sir. What are the applications? Thank you, Saravanan sir, for cancer prediction. What about others? I want you can think of anything. Forecast prediction, weather prediction. Rightly said. The climatic prediction. Climate prediction. Right. Able to see my climate in Chennai. See, August it is like that. So this is what runs behind is a predictive model. Stock market prediction, well said. Stock gold price prediction. Right? How the gold price are there in Chennai? Right? Gold price in Chennai. Share market, rightly said. Share market. See, 1 month, 1 year maximum. Okay. And how it is going to be there on the near future. What irrigation prediction? Well said, Shima ma'am. Checking into the drought, or what is the kind of soil, which crop is best for the soil, right? Yeah, agriculture, shopping interest, lot of prediction algorithms. How many of you buy things in Amazon, Flipkart, and so much and so more? Not many things, right? Right. See, with these, you can develop a predictive model. So values are like this, and what will be next year, next days, week, next 3 days, taking out balance of the gold prices. Agricultural protection. When you buy products in Amazon, Flipkart, have you ever seen a customer who viewed this product has also viewed the other product? Yes. Yeah, which means it finds your data patterns, how do you search, and from which you'll be finding out what others with the same interest have seen, and eventually that will be taken into consideration. Yeah. So able to understand where and how we are going to use the data science. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you have to have a visualization, a data visualization of it. And that's why you saw a graph, right? When I showed you, like after 5 years, after 6 years, after 7 years, after 25 years, you remember it, right? You remember it. So it is like that, right? So this is the entire cycle of data science. From your understanding of your business, what you're going to find out, and how are you going to extract your data. And you need to clean your data. One thing you need to be very, very clear in your mind, when you want to develop a predictive model in your data set, you should not have missing values. And also no duplicates. Make a note of it if you're making a note of it. Two things are very important: no missing values and no duplicates. So, and also sometimes when you extract data directly, if you scrap your data from websites, right? We have done so many projects and products at CIRF, right? Like students come, faculties come, right? And also when we develop, you want to work with real-time data sets. Like somebody said in agriculture, how do you take data from weather? When you take data from satellite, you have junk values. You need to clear out those values. So that is in your data cleaning and data exploration. That is what we'll be seeing today. A visualization of your data. A visualization of your data. And then we go into field engineering and we extract what we really need of it. All right. And then from that, once we know we have taken the data, we have cleaned the data, we have visualized the data. And then when you go into a predictive model, there are lots of algorithms using ML, machine learning or deep learning. And then we visualize it with your performance evaluation, how it is going to be the pattern for the next 5 years. How is the pattern of students? Like if you see, the admissions in engineering colleges, right? Most of you, I hope you're from an engineering college, right? What is the patterns of what trends were there 5 years before? Which department there was a huge demand, and before 10 years, and now? I want 3 answers from the faculties. What is the which department there was a huge demand this year, past 5 years, 5 years before, and 10 years before? CSCIT, CSCIT, CSCIT. Yes, present is computer science. Nowadays, AIDS, yes. I think everybody are computer science. Before it was civil, yeah, civil was there, mechanical was there, ECE was there, aeronautical. 10 years before ECE. Yes, thank you, Professor Prabhu. Yeah. But the trend keeps changing. Like how you see a wheel, right? How you see a wheel, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up and goes down. Yeah, for the past few years, is computer science, and every engineering has got its own value, and everything has got its own importance, and every engineers are needed for our country. All right. So then this is an entire cycle of data science, right? Hope you understood this. Yeah, IT department. All right. So we have started with an introduction of data science. What is the need of data science? And I'm happy that most of you are able to respond back when I was giving a problem statement. All right. And it's good of having so many participants. Grab the opportunity to the best. It is a kind of two-way learning. I think we have a break now.
Yes, ma'am, there was for 15 minutes.
Yeah, you have a break for 15 minutes and then we'll see. Shall we start, ma'am? Hmm? Your voice is not audible.
Ma'am, I said yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
We are.
Okay. So in this session, we're going to see about data sciences, right? So in the first session, we saw what is the entire cycle of data science, the 8 steps. And we'll be seeing step by step during the other, we are in session 2, and we have so much and so more, we have to session 9. We are 2 out of 9, right? Now, and also we'll be having some kind of hands-on session today and also in the afternoon, right? So when you take data science, it is an interdisciplinary field. Okay, here that we're going to use different scientific methods. All right, what are the different processes that you need to make? What are the algorithms and systems to extract knowledge? You remember the 3 problem statements we defined in the session 1? Do you remember it? Yes. It's all right for the students, right? For admissions, for scholarship, and difficulty in paying the fee. You remember, yes, no? Type yes on the chat if you remember.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. And here, when you take data science, right, it is an interdisciplinary field. Here you have to have different scientific methods. Even if you see the entire curriculum of fundamentals of data science, you'll have statistics, you'll have machine learning algorithms, you have visualizations and regressions, so much and so much. So different scientific methodology, the statistical models also, the stat models also is available. And the processes, right? What is the process you need to get it, and what are the algorithms that you need to use it all about, right? And then when you see, and the systems to extract knowledge, and the systems to extract knowledge, and then here you'll be seeing, and also how you extract knowledge from the system, right? How do you extract knowledge from the systems, right? What are the informations that you need to take it all around, right? How do you extract? You remember in feature engineering, I told you different examples how you will be able to extract informations from it, right? According to the problem statement, and then when you say about you can work with structured data and also unstructured data. What do you say about structured data? You might have an Excel file, right? Then you make it as a structured data. Semi-structured data, unstructured data, just from set of words. Is there any researcher here in this FDP working with natural language processing? Natural language processing? Yes, no? NLP? No? So here, there is right from you can extract your data sets from Facebook, from Twitter, and try to do your own recommendation system. That is what we work with unstructured data. Right? Who's the present US president? Who's the present US president? Answer on chat, please. You're all there? US president. Who's the US president now? John Biden, right? Joe Biden. Before Joe Biden, who was the president? Before Joe Biden, who was the president? Barack Obama? No. Who was before Joe Biden? Yeah, rightly said, Sharmi ma'am, right? It was Donald Trump. See, when you see, like how you, what is the social media that you use the most? Every day, what is the social media application that you use the most? I want responses. I want Twitter. Okay, Anita ma'am says Twitter. What about others? Instagrams. Yes, Facebooks. Yes. Yes, quick. Others. Instagram. Yes. If you ask me, yes, I went to Instagram. Yes, WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Yes. So many social media applications we use, right? Say for how many of you know about Reddit? YouTube also nowadays, yeah, rightly said. Yes. How many of you use have you heard about Reddit? Reddit, Reddit. Okay, maybe it is not so predominantly used in India, but rather in US it is used, right? So there, right, people were just posting about their elections, what was the mindset, whom they wish to vote, or something or the other, and who was the competitor of Donald Trump that time? Who was the competitor for Donald Trump? Who was expected to take in place? Yes, it was Hillary Clinton, you remember? So what they did, the data scientists did, they extracted the text values, right, from, that's a totally an unstructured data, from from the Reddit, and they've done a sentiment analysis to find out the sentiment of people who would likely to be the next US president, who would likely to be the next US president. Then during that analysis, it was found to be Hillary Clinton. But I don't know, it is fortunate or unfortunate. We had Donald Trump before Joe Biden. Okay, so this is how you can also extract information from unstructured data, right? From unstructured data, and how to apply the knowledge to them and make an actionable insights from data across broad range of application domains, right? Across broad range of applications. So how do you make an action? I told you about, even you can start working from the database from your college, right? About the admission process. Start working. Okay, you can develop a prediction model too. Okay, you can make a prediction model too. So everyone understand it is an introducer that uses statistical data, scientific method, the different processes, the algorithms. The only thing you have to extract information to make insightable actions, right? So there are three major Python libraries that we'll be using. One is NumPy, which stands for numerical Python. Pandas, Python for data analysis, and Matplotlib for visualization. During this FDP, we'll also see about Seaborn, Plotly, and Bouquet. Okay, before visualization, that is given as a part of your syllabus too, right? So we'll be touching on the different visualizations. Okay, there are, when you take a data science or data analysis, there are 4 levels of data analysis. Okay, the first is the descriptive analytics. Okay, the second one is the diagnostic analytics. The third is the predictive analytics, where you develop a predictive model, and the fourth analytics is your prospective analytics. Okay, so when you take a board, when you want to know about information, right, about your data science, right, when you take that, you are going to do an analysis of data. Okay, so when you're going to do an analysis of data, the first step is descriptive analytics. Second step is your diagnostic analytics. Third is a predictive analytics, and fourth step is your prospective analytics. Have you heard about any of these analytics? Have you heard about any of these analytics? Yes, no? Yes. Anita ma'am says yes. What about others? Predictive analytics, okay. Okay, I will tell you with an example. Okay, I'll tell you with an example. Right? Say for example, anybody, say for example, if we are sick, by whom do we go and meet when we are sick? We'll go and meet a doctor. Okay. Say for example, you have a cold, a cough, and fever, right? So I think these three are the more fearful word. Okay. Yeah, these are more three fearful word. If anybody says fever, no, we don't even go near to them after this pandemic. Cold, cough, no. Before that, we didn't have that fear. After this corona, yeah, that paved us to make a fear. Say, for example, we have a fever. Okay, we have a fever. We go to a doctor. So when you go and visit your doctor, who speaks first? The doctor asks a question, what happened? Then how do you, what would be your response? What would be your response? When you have a fever, you go to a doctor. What, when the doctor is asking, going to ask what happened, what would be your response? Do you say something or you don't say? You can give answers on chat or you can mute and speak.
At times we used to say about previous work or something like the Tibetan plane, etc. But usually we are advised not to say anything, let the doctor diagnose.
Okay. So when you go to a doctor, when we have a description about a disease, rightly said Saravan answer. So when we go to the doctor, we say, you know, doctor, I got a body pain, my head is aching, I have a cold and I'm not feeling well. Right? We try to describe every ailments that you have. Right? So that is called as descriptive analytics. So it's a life example I'm giving, but when you same thing when you have with the data, say for example, if you're going to work with sales prediction system, and how is the sales of this product, of a particular product? Okay, so we have to describe that as what you have got in exploratory data analysis, trying to see what has happened. So when you go to a doctor, we go and explain to the doctor what has happened to us. Okay, what is a feeling? Well, generally we go to an experienced doctor or a fresher doctor. We go to
experienced doctor.
Experienced doctor. Why do you go to an experienced doctor? By the time when we tell all our ailments, he'll be able to figure it out because of his bigger of his years of experience. Even today, when I asked what is the years of experience, somebody said 22 years, so many years of experience, so it is easy to handle, right? So you go and explain. That is about the script. Same thing we need to play off with the data. But then, why after you explain your ailments to a doctor, what does the doctor will do?
He will diagnose.
Yeah, he may say it could be a typhoid, it could be malaria, it could be a normal viral fever, but sometimes if he has a doubt, let us have a test. It could be a blood test or X-ray or CT or whatever it is, right? He sends it for a diagnosis. He diagnoses and also he goes into the next level of a machine-based diagnosis. So why did it happen? So when the report of a diagnosis comes, it will be very much clear what kind of disease. So the next level of data analytics is your diagnosis. Why did this happen? Why this pattern of data did not fetch into the sales one? Why this student got an application, got admission? Why was he not admitted? What was the problem behind it? Able to understand? So that is your second level of analytics, that is called as diagnostics analytics. And the third level, he will predict now. how long it will take, if it is typhoid, how long it will take, what are the food you should not have. You will, after the end of diagnosis, the doctor will be able to predict what disease we have. Either what is the fever, typhoid or malaria or a viral fever or it is COVID or whatever it is. What will it happen? How long it will take? What are the precautions that you need to do? Everything will be given in the predictive model. Okay, so what will happen? Okay, what will happen? So that is what we need to apply it in any field of data that you're going to take. It could be admissions, it could be predictions of your marks of students in the future semesters, all right, or it could be whatever it is, or the prediction of disease or anything like that. You'll be able to work on it. The third level of analytics is your predictive from your inside, and after knowing what kind of disease, what the doctor will do. After knowing the disease, what the doctor will do?
He would give prescription wherein some doses of medicines would be there.
He rightly said, Kumari ma'am. She said he will write the prescription. So make it to happen. Make it to cure. That's called a prospective analytics. Prescription and prospective analytics. You will understand. Is my voice breaking? Is my voice breaking? Arun Kumar sir says my voice. Oh, no. Okay.
No, ma'am, you're very much audible.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure, ma'am. Clear.
So that is about your prospective analytics. Able to understand? So from your exploratory analytics, you diagnose there, you're finding here a data science. First you get your data science and you're going to see what is this data all about. And then you're going to diagnose whether there is going to have any missing values or any duplicates or outliers. See, these outliers are very, very important to figure out in data science. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question now. What could be the maximum age of a human? Don't tell me it is thousands, right? What could be the maximum age of a human?
About 100.
About 100. Say, for example, I'm going to have a data set, have got a column called age, wherein I can have between a month's baby and it can go up to 100 or 105. Can I have one value of a particular person's age to be 500? Is it right or is it wrong? It is wrong, right? So those values are taken to be outliers. So when you diagnose your data set, you also need to find no missing values, no duplicates. More importantly, you have got visualization to find out outliers, right? Outliers. So which is not into your boundary of data itself. Right? So when you have data which is outliers, we need to curate those data, okay? And then only go in for the development of your prediction model, and then most of the time we stop here. We don't go on for prospective analytics. So these are the 4 kind of analytics in data science. So I just gave an example of doctor meeting a doctor with a fever to understand the concept, but the concept behind this, how do you work on with your data? From your insight, your foresight. Able to understand all these 4 types of analytics, from descriptive analytics to diagnostic analytics to predictive analytics to prospective analytics. Any doubts till now? Any doubts? Able to understand till now? Yes, type yes on the chat.
Yes, ma'am, but in the last you have been telling about outlining about something I didn't hear properly.
Outliers are those that we find in your diagnostic analytics. Say, for example, one column you have an age. Right? The minimum age could be 0.1 months, right? 1 month baby. It could be up to maximum age to be like 100 years or 105 or even 110. But it cannot be 500 or 1000. If in my data set, if my age column contains a value of 1000, it is an outlier, which means it is not in the acceptable range. For those values, I need to do a data curation. I need to clean up the data.
Thanks, ma'am.
Okay. Those things we need to find it out in your diagnostic. Then only you'll be developing a predictive model. In predictive model only your machine learning algorithm and your deep learning algorithm works, and then you go into your retrospective analysis. Okay. Any doubts? If you don't have any doubts, type N on the chat. N, capital N means you don't have no doubts. Yeah, thank you, Sir Hannah ma'am, Ellen ma'am. Only 5 responses out of 92. I want everybody, if you don't have a doubt, type yes on the chat. If you don't have doubt, type N on the chat. Only this is the only way to find how many of you are really listening to the talk. All right. I was asking Daphne, ma'am, how online that entire day. Okay, I'm happy. At least I got few responses. I've been doing like webinars. I think this is my 250 plus webinars, right from 2019. Right. So sometimes people are responsive. Making how many people are really attending to the session is the most challenging task. Okay. So when you take into medicine, okay, medicine is like 80 to 30% they do it. Now, when you see it is a field of science where you apply the science data, apply advanced analytics technique. I told you what are the types of analytics techniques I told you. You remember? What are the 4 analytics?
Yes, ma'am. It was descriptive. First one, second one was diagnostic, third one was predictive, and fourth one was prescriptive.
Prescriptive. Well said, Kumarina. What are others? There are 4 types of analytics that we have seen, right? So what is data science? I told you it's an interdisciplinary field where you take scientific methods, the algorithms, everything to extract the information and to come out with an actionable ways. Okay, and here when you take it in simple terms, right? You have a data. You apply different analytics technique. I told you, right? Different analytics technique, right from your descriptive analytics to diagnostic analytics to your predictive analytics to your prospective analytics. All right, and then the different scientific principles that you apply. That is where your algorithms that you apply to extract the valuable information from data for business decision making, for strategic planning, and for other uses. All right. So wherein here you have your data. Apply the science. Science is study, right? Science generally when you say study of something, you're studying the patterns of the data, and from there you get an extractable information, a valuable information, whether the student is going to be admitted or not. Always you can see in the admission department, you have well experienced people, right? They will know they are coming and asking for admission whether they will going to get it admitted. And from that you go on for presentation, wherein you go on visualization. All right. So here, for example, it incorporates various disciplines from data engineering to preparation of data to data mining to predictive analytics, machine learning, data visualization, as well as you've got a lot of statistics and mathematical and software programming to be done. Right? So you take data science, you can use a scientific method, you can use it for maths, NumPy, right? Numerical Python, SciPy, scientific Python, all kind of statistics. Can you say some words or some? I hope everybody would have learned statistics, right? Statistics, whatever you have learned, or some words in statistics, or some syllabus, or some content in statistics. Can you post it onto the chat, please?
Set theory.
Set theory, yes, you'd be able to do it. Then?
Venn diagram. Venn diagram.
Yes. In comparing with statistics, ANOVA table, t-test. You remember those? And different kinds of distributions, regression, yes, the mean, median, mode, correlation, regression, probability. Yes, everything.
Matrices.
Yeah, chi-square test, yeah, median. Yes, all these things are possible using data science, using that. Yes, hypothesis, everything. Yeah. Sampling, the distribution, the normal distribution, right? All kinds of distributions also could be done using a data science, right? And also for that, yeah, frequency, histograms, the bins, right? And for visualize, random analysis, yes, different parameter analysis could be done. Hackers mindset, the data domain experts, right? So when you take data science itself, it includes a machine learning, a traditional research, a data zone, hacking skills, and so much and so more. All right. So where some of the examples that uses data science, internet search engine, Google. How many of you don't use Google? How many of you don't use Google? No answers. Yes, no. You don't use Google or you use Google?
Always not.
Always, right? Any doubts, immediately going to Google, right? I don't know, whenever I'm asking questions also, how many of you are going to Google and you're finding out that I don't know. So here that works with the data science, right? That works with the data science, right? Recommendation systems, right? Spotify and the YouTube, when you see some videos, you see when you see a video in YouTube, and can you find another relevant video so closely to the video that you watched? Yes. If I'm going to hear like Christian worship songs and I see a relevant video onto the right side, the next song that is to be played. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So these things are the recommendation systems that uses data science. I had a student as an intern here. She was doing a final year project at CIRF. And here we train and students, they develop projects on their own, right? And we take only handful of students to work it out. And she took the Amazon's reviews and she computed the stars for it, right? And recommended which product would be the best. And she clustered the products accordingly, right? And so that recommendation system also at CIRF, we provide, there are 4 pillars at CIRF: research, development, education, training, right? And then intelligent digital assistant. How many of you use Alexa, Siri? No? What are the tools like that? Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant. Yes? Do you use it or not? Yes. So that also uses data science. That uses data science. Autonomous driving vehicle, WayMo. What is the autonomous driving vehicle? Any other examples? Autonomous driving vehicle examples? Yes, please. Voice is breaking. Yeah, self-driving cars, examples. Self-driving cars, example. Space shuttle, robots, yes. Then Tesla. Thank you for the answers. Tesla. All right. So many things are coming, right? Autonomous driving vehicle, the spam filters in Gmail, right? Nowadays, before you had spam, sometimes it automatically removes the spams, right? The spam filters, the abusive contents, and hate speech filters, right? When we are into some top domains, like you get different kinds of what do I say? Different kinds of comments, and that could be auto filtered. Robotics. Okay. How many of you have seen robotic surgery that uses data science? Okay. Yeah, autopilot. Yes, autopilot. Yeah, that's coming up. That uses data science, right? Every field there are using law for analysis. We use data science, like automatic piracy detection. Or when you upload some videos into YouTube, but if it has got a privacy content, as soon as when you upload it, it will say this music is not copyrighted. Have you seen? Yeah, robotic surgery, robotics for personal assistance. A lot of talks about on robotics on RPS on my YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and you type Doreen Robin, you'll be getting the details, right? And how many of you have seen this? How many of you have got a YouTube channel? Anybody has got YouTube channel? Before pandemic, it was less, but now I started my channel in 2010, 11, I remember. But you will all have, how many of you have got your own YouTube channel? You're feeling hungry? Yes, please. Yes. Okay. So a lot of analytics uses data science, right? So I'd like to show you an example. How many of you know about Google Analytics? Everything uses data science. How many of you know about Google Analytics? Yes, no? No, no answers. Am I not audible? Am I audible? Sometimes it so happens I keep speaking and I don't know whether you're.
It's audible, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. How many of you know about Google Analytics? That also uses data science. Okay. Yes, no. Yeah, heard about it. Yeah, Google Analytics developer. Now I'll show you an example of Google Analytics properly. And whenever we need to expect unexpected. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. It's so much and so more that happens. Right? So analysis plays a vital role in data science, right? Creating my own developer recently. All right. So let me show how I've done it for my company. See this company's website, cirf.co.in. It takes time. Okay, let's not waste time. Then we move on how it works. I told you we have to learn the problem statement, that's the business understanding, collecting, cleaning, analyzing, exploring, modeling, optimization, and deployment. So whenever you take a data set, you need to collect. See, collection of data set is more important. Listen carefully. I told you the entire 8 steps in the first session. I hope you remember. Data collection is very important. And when you're going to work for a data set, you need to first test your algorithms with benchmark data sets. Okay. You need to test your data sets using benchmarked data sets, which has been evaluated and it has been tested, and it's a right data set to work. Once you work with your benchmark data set, post which you can work with your own data set once you get good results for it. Like if you want to cook good food, if you I know many women and men are there nowadays. Men also cook, women also cook, right? There's not of much difference, right? For cooking, what is more important? To get a good taste of the food, when you prepare a food, what is more important? What is more
Ingredients.
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 Fresh ingredients and good quality ingredients are very important. If only the ingredients are good, then only you get a good taste on the food that you're going to prepare. Yeah, I do understand the order in which and everything, that's important. More important is the quality of food that you are going to use, right? Same way when you're going to do data science, the quality of your data is more important. All right, before you start working. So that's what, how do you fetch your data is that plays a vital role in it. Collection of data, then cleaning of data, and then you go on for analysis and exploration and your data modeling and into your data modeling. Okay, that's your predictive model, and then you go on for visualization. You've got a lot of performance metrics to evaluate how accurate is the model that you've developed. Okay, how accurate is the model that you have developed. So I told you in the morning itself, I gave you 3 problem statements describing what is the initial state, what is to be solved. According to the problem statement, only we need to take up your data sets. Right? And how do you collect your data? It could be numbers, it could be text, all right. So you get it from observations or you do it as an experimental. Your data is either quantitative data or qualitative data. Okay, data either a quantitative data or a qualitative data. So primary data through statistical, through surveys. I know how many of you do research using surveys, using polls, using interviews, Delphi techniques, focus groups. And secondary data set, from the data you are going to make a report. Okay, make a report, sales document, sales reports. All right, the government reports. All right, and then vision statements. Okay, and through the internet, whatever you're going to get. Okay, before moving, let me see whether the analytics starts working. Show you a demonstration. It always happens when really want to work, right? It happens. Hope you understand the entire cycles of data science.
Yes, sir.
And still it is loading. Okay. So quantitative data and qualitative data. What are the different types of data? We'll say, for example, qualitatives are categorical data, quantitatives are numerical data. And one more important thing I want to tell you, before you develop predictive modeling, you need to convert all your categorical data into numerical data. Because your system cannot understand, your categorical data. So there is something called as label encoder. Okay, using label encoder, I'll be able to convert, right, all kinds of, what are the types of gender? Generally, you have male and female, right? Male and female. And religion, different religions, and it will it itself will attach one value to it. Okay, it itself will attach one value to it. Like zeros. If traffic signals, what are the colors in traffic signals? Red, yellow, and green. So it can map red to 0, yellow to 1, and green to 2. It does it automatically. Even if you have 100 unique values also, in categorical values, using machine learning, you can make it to be as a quantitative data, right? The social class, the qualification, type of instruction, these are qualitative analytics. Qualitative data. Quantitative data, which comes in numbers, number of errors, the blood sugar value, number of arrears, okay, placements, so much and so more, right? University size, number of students in the class, the income, height, weight, and so much and so more. So now you're able to understand. So when you take qualitative data and quantitative data, right? Qualitative and quantitative. So qualitative, if you take some attributions, ordinal or nominal, okay, it could be open data, and quantitative, here you're continuous variables or discrete variables, right? Qualitative data and your quantitative data, right? When I ask now what is their experience, which it comes, whether it comes in qualitative data and quantitative data. I asked right in the first session, your ears
Quantitative, ma'am.
quantitative data, rightly said, right? So, quantitative is fixed or more structured technique, qualitative is not structured, qualitative is text-based and it is number-based. Understand this. Whenever it is a categorical data which is text-based, it is qualitative. When it is number-based data, it is quantitative. But to develop any analysis using data science, because your systems can understand only zeros and ones, wherein you need to work with quantitative data. So we convert our qualitative data into quantitative data. Is it clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So this is the Google Analytics that I've set up. Like from audience, I'm going to have an overview. How many people are visiting my website, right? An overview will say, show to me like past 1 week. How was my website being reachable to people? See, from July 28 to August 3rd, the number of users was 24, and yesterday we had 7 users. So totally 76 users are there. Can you see? Totally 76 users and 68 new users. Number of users, what are the page views for this? Right, and 68 users and 14 are the returning users. And also I can see from which country people are viewing my website. This is only this during this duration. During this duration, July 28 to August 3rd. Okay, from July 28 to August 3rd. So I have people who have seen from India, in US, in Indonesia, in Mexico, and Taiwan. Let's say, for example, if I'm going to see from June 1st, yeah, how many people have visited my website? See, this is the data analytics. I have the data, it captures the data, it filters the data, processes an algorithm, and then shows me into visualization. Right? So 797 users from these different countries. From India, I had 623 people, United States 73 people, and Indonesia. Right? And also I can see from which cities people have viewed the website. Right? Chennai, Coimbatore. Chennai was the highest because I am from Chennai, right? Coimbatore, Hyderabad, Patna, Bengaluru. So many things. But if I'm going to see it on real time, and also I can feel the patterns of data, how people are viewing my company's website, how much reachable is my website, right? If I'm going to see a real time overview, yeah. Okay, nobody is seeing our website. Okay, this is my company's website, cirf.co.in. Okay. I wish you also to find out http://cirf.co.in. Can you all type in the website? Let's see onto the real time how the data science analysis works. I don't know. There's some problem. Okay. Maybe during any of the sessions, I can show you how it is seen on the overview. Okay. When people see the website, will see the website and be able to find it out. If you're using, let me try from my mobile. CIRF.co. Yeah. Like one person has joined through the website, the desktop, and you're in the home page. And I could see others are able to open it up. And those are opened on the website and move on to the other pages. I don't know, only one has opened. And as it travels to pages, it will show you. I always say expect the unexpected. It was really working, but see now it's not working that much. It's very slow. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it is like that. I'll check it out and maybe in any one of the following session, I'll again show you a demo of it. Okay. So let's not consume time in that. So it's a process where you inaccurately or poorly formatted data or messy data, so you cannot work. Okay, when you take for people, what are the phone numbers you need to have, the country code, and the total number of digits should be 10. So that validations need to be taken place, right, on data cleaning. Okay. So, and when you take data cleaning, how it is invalid or unwanted information should be renewed only the fresh updated data. Okay, and the cleansing is more important in our data set. Okay, importing a data, merging the data, then rebuilding the missing data, and there is something called imputation, right? You listen carefully. There's something called as imputation, where you impute the data. Say, for example, if you're going to have like 1,000 rows, but for example, if 800 rows are going to have missing values, then you will land up only with 200 values. The more the data and valid the data, the more strengthful is the model that you're going to. All right. And then, so where you can do an imputation methodology to replace the value with the mean of the other values of the column, or the median, or the most, or the mode, or the most frequent value could be done. That is what you do with your rebuilding and missing values. Then you can do a standardization. Okay, standardizing the values and or normalizing or deduplicating, removing the duplicates, verify, and then you will export the data, right? So removal of unwanted observation, duplicate observation, irrelevant. I told you, right? Outliers, irrelevant, and fixing the data structures is more important. And then we move on to data exploration, right? Sir, I told you, right? The first analysis is your descriptive analytics. We explore and we try to learn what is the type of patterns available, what is the point of interest that is available, all right? And it is a cache more than manual method, and also automated tools are available, right? Then we go into a modeling. I told you, right? Whatever is the modeling technology that we're going to use, and then your optimization and your deployment. So after you get your predictive modeling being done, and then you want to do an optimization, you can do an optimization using hyperparameter tuning optimization, right? So for the input function, how it is to be validated. Now moving on to your exploratory data analysis. Like, it is used by data scientists to analyze and investigate data sets, right? What are the main characteristics that is available? What are the answers you need? What is this data? What it is all about? Is there discovering the patterns of data? Is there any anomalies? All right. All those things will be taken into your exploratory data analysis, right? And then when you take the tools, right? I'll be sharing about your clustering methodology, your regressions and classification, and when and where. Okay, you can perform clustering and dimensional reductions. All right, univariate visualizations with some statistics or bivariate visualizations. I will be seeing those things on your data and exploratory data analysis, right? In your exploratory data analysis. So when you see the main packages that are needed, if you are making a note, kindly make a note of it. Okay. So these are the packages: NumPy, SciPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. Okay, 5 packages are more needed for data analysis. Okay. NumPy stands for numerical Python. SciPy stands for scientific Python. Pandas stands for Python for data analysis. And then Matplotlib is for visualization. And also Seaborn as a level of visualization. All right. Thank you, Vishwas ma'am, professor, and Dinesh, professor. Okay. Hope you made a note of the 5 packages, Python packages that we're going to start dealing with. Yes. See, when you take artificial intelligence, okay, that is the entire umbrella, right? Machines able to carry out tasks on their own in a smarter way. It covers anything which enables computers to behave like humans. Can you give any examples, machine able to carry out a task in a smarter way? I want the answers from the participants. Yes, please. It's not a one-way talk. It's a two-way session. Any example? Chatbot. Yeah. Some basic day-to-day examples also you can give. Washing machine. Well said. Washing machine. Yes, you give a washing machine, it does the task in a smarter way. Cleaning robots, rightly said. Muthu sir. And what about others? Only 4 out of 91 response.
Alexa,
Alexa, Google Assistant, right? Switch on, right Alexa, it switches on. Play the music, it plays the music. Play me a Christian contemporary music, it plays. But when you ask the same thing for Alexa, Siri, and Google Assistants, all the three behave a different thing. If I have time, I will play the video and show to you in the afternoon session. Yes, I want answers from everyone. Google Assistant, Alexa, washing machine, cleaning robot, chatbot. What about the remaining 80 plus people? Give me an answer. All right. Okay. So a part of subset of AI is really machine learning. Okay. So here, what it happens? It is a subset of AI, and it is based on idea that machine should be given able to access the data, and it should be able to learn and explore for themselves. Okay. So here, if I'm going to give you a data to develop in machine learning, say for example, your admission process or the prediction of your marks of students for the following semester, forthcoming semesters, like the algorithm itself should be given access to data, and it learns on their own and explore it for themselves. Right? Say for example, the best example is a YouTube recommendation system. Amazon, people who have seen this thing have viewed this product, have viewed the other product also. A smart refrigerator, right? They said surgery robots, right? Any other examples for machine learning? It deals with extraction of patterns from larger data sets. Yes. Any examples of machine learning? Any other examples? Learn to explore on their own for themselves. Cancer detection, rightly said, with the image or with the text values. Then, any other examples? Laser cutting and printing, image and speech recognition, right? Traffic predictions, well said, traffic predictions. All right. So you give your data, and from the data it is extracting and helps to drones and smart works, right? All right. So when you take machine learning, the algorithm that parses the data, learns from the data, and from whatever it has learned, it makes informed decisions accordingly. Examples I told you, right? On-demand music streaming services, Spotify, and then you have a new song or new artist comes and plays. Okay, YouTube, the next video on YouTube. What would be the next video in your YouTube? All right. And then the people who have viewed this product has also viewed the other product. Can we hear from the participants? What is the latest product that you bought from Amazon or Flipkart or any other apps through online? What is the product you bought? Recently. Don't tell me that you didn't buy anything. Or you've ordered for it also. Tell me. Yes, no? Nobody buys anything from online. Yes, please. Hope I'm audible. I don't get responses, I think. Okay. We order so many things, right? Yeah, mobiles, dresses, okay. So there are a lot of data analysis works, right? So when you teach the conceptual students, you can give these examples. That is what I'm giving a lot of examples, and you're also sharing it. So when you take Python for data analysis, selecting the data, filtering the data, manipulating the data, sorting the data, grouping the data, and rearranging the data is that we're going to see. All right, and how do you plot it, and how do you go in for your descriptive analytics, the diagnostic analytics, the predictive analytics, and your prospective analytics. All right. So in order to compute all these, I'm going to see these algorithm for Python for data science, right? So NumPy, SciPy, Pandas, and scikit-learn is your machine learning package. It's your machine learning package. And for visualization, we go on for Matplotlib and CBOM. We go on for Matplotlib and CBOM. All right. So NumPy, if you want to use NumPy, okay, it introduces objects for multi-dimensional array and matrices. Okay, as well as functions that allows to perform advanced like Laplace. You remember Laplace series, Laplace transform, Fourier series, Fourier transforms. All right. Do you remember this? I don't know. So those things also could be performed using NumPy. Okay, numerical Python. SciPy, it stands for scientific Python. All right, and where you work with linear algebra, differential equation, integral equations, optimization, statics, and much more. All right, and it is built on top of NumPy. It is built on top of NumPy. And pandas, it adds a new data structure, and it's like a table like data where whenever if I'm going to take a CSV file, okay, CSV, it stands for comma separated values. CSV, it stands for comma separated values. All right, and even that, if I'm going to take it and load it into my pandas, the data type of pandas, once I load the data into pandas, it changes into data frame. How many of you here have worked in pandas? I think Chiltra Devi ma'am said she has worked. What about others? How many of you worked in pandas? Yes, no, no, yes. Everybody left or you are disconnected? I worked with pandas, type only yes. If not, type N on the chat. No means type N on the chat. No, no, no. Nobody has worked. Okay, then we'll start working on with that. Okay. When you take a data set and when you load it onto the pandas, the type of data is converted into a data frame. After that, it will like be a table like data. All right, and then you can use it for reshaping, merging, sorting, okay, and for slicing, aggregation, and also you can work with handling of missing values. Okay, so those things we'll be seeing. Scikit-learn, it's an algorithm, machine learning algorithm for writing classification algorithm, regression. We'll be seeing when and where to what algorithm to use. Matplotlib is for visualization, like different plots. On day 3 of your FDP, you'll be seeing about this different plots. And CBON is a higher level interface than Matplotlib, and Bokeh is even more higher, and Plotly too. All right. So far, so good. Able to understand? Now we have to start going into our hands-on session. Yes, only two responses, Prabhu, Professor Prabhu and Professor Ajita. What about others? Thank you, Professor Prasad. Only 3 responses out of 90. Yes? Yes, please. Okay. Now open, how many of you are connected using mobile? How many of you are connected using laptop or PC? If it is mobile, type M on the chat. If you're connected using laptop, type L on the chat. If you're connected using PC, type P on the chat. Laptop, mobile, using mobiles will be difficult for you to work on the hands-on session. Laptops, yeah, you're fine. Mobile, most of you are into mobile. Okay. If you have a system nearby, just log in using your Gmail. Okay. Okay. Let me show you this colab.research.google.com. Okay. If you're using a mobile, using the browsers of your mobile, once you're logged into your Gmail, colab.research.google.com. I don't know whether Colab has got a mobile app. Or use a browser on your mobile. You have Chrome browsers, right? Colab.research.google.com. And then you get like this. Click on New Notebook. Click on New Notebook. Once you click, type on the chat as done. Colab.research.google.com. Type it on your browser, either if you're using a mobile or a laptop or your PCs. Once you have loaded this, you can rename it to be like fundamentals of data science. Once you have loaded this and renamed, type done on the chat. Yes, thank you, Ajita ma'am. Thank you, Chitra Devi ma'am. What about others? Yeah, just click on http://collab.research.google.com. Okay, and then click on here and rename it. I've done it as FDS because it is fundamentals of data science or SJIT, whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to import pandas as a package as PD. I'm going to have an aliasing factor for it. I have different name at home and I have got a different name at college or something, right? So I'm going to have it as an aliasing name. Okay, I'm going to have it as an aliasing name. Import pandas as PD. Then click on the display button. I've imported pandas and I've made it as an aliasing name PD. Okay, and also I'm going to import Seaborn is for visualization as SNS. Okay, 2 cells have been done. I've imported, so furthermore for Seaborn I will use SNS and for pandas I will use PD. Once you have done 2 lines, if these 2 lines are completed, put 2 done. Once you type it, then click on play button. It will run. Sita ma'am and Chitra Devi ma'am has completed. I want everybody to do it. Saranya ma'am completed, Prabhu sir completed. What about others? We have 90 plus people. And thank you, Saravanan sir. What about others? Where to type? So type on the cell. When you open colab.research.google.com, you have the cell place where you need to type it and click on the play button to run the cell. Here you need to type it. Yes. So inside Seaborn itself, we have got different data sets. So in that, I'm going to load a data set. Okay. So I'm going to declare a variable called df. Okay, you remember I told you, right, whatever is the data set, I load it onto my pandas, it will be changing into data frame. SNS dot load underscore data set. I'm going to load the set of tips. Okay, tips is like hotel, we give tips to people, right? So from the inbuilt data set of Seaborn, I'm taking SNS dot load underscore data set of tips. Now if I give df, it's everything is loaded into the variable df dot head of will show me my data set, whatever is loaded, the first 5. So what is the total bill amount? What is the tips? What's the gender? Was he a smoker or not? What was the day? What was the time? What was the size of people they had? Okay, they have come to the hotel. So try to import. I hope you have imported Seaborn, imported pandas. From the Seaborn, I'm going to load a data set called tips. All right, and I'm going to show you df.head_of, which will show me the first 5 rows from my data set. First 5 rows from my data set. Okay. Can you type 3 and 4 and then give it as 4 done? Okay. 3 and 4 cells. Oh, so fast you completed. I would wish everybody to do it. The FDP is for everyone. Or done. What about others? Okay. Any doubts? You're able to do it? So, using this, there are so many data sets available inside SNS. First, I've taken. If you want to know how much is the size of data, df dot shape of will tell me how many rows and columns. So totally I have 244 rows and 7 columns. Okay. And if I want to know the size, can you tell me how the size is computed? Shape is number of rows and columns. How the size is computed? Can you tell me? How the size is computed? It's 24 into number of rows into number of columns. Right is its answer. And multiplying by rows and columns is the shape. These are the pandas attributes. Like if I'm going to have the open and close parenthesis, which means pandas functions, right? If I don't have anything and only without parenthesis, these are pandas attribute. Okay. I hope everybody is doing it. Yeah, you multiply 24 cross 7, you get say for example, I told you, right, once I load my data into a pandas data frame, what would be the type of data? It will be from your, it is data frame. So finding out the data type of DF. Yes, done. I want everybody to try it out. Yes. Okay, I've done it, right? So these are your exploratory data analysis, right? Exploratory data analysis. Same thing like head of you have given. If I give tail of, what is going to happen? The last from before it is typed between 0 to 244, right? 0 to 244. I want to know how many columns are present. DF dot columns of columns. So many columns are present. Okay. Have you done two columns? Before that, we need to understand about the data set. Okay, it has totally 244 rows and 7 columns. Okay. Okay. And in that, the tips is given us, if I'm going to give. Okay, this is all about the data set. So I will show you. So it has got 244 rows and 7 variables. Okay, which represents some tipping where one waiter records each tips that he gets. Okay, tips about how much he gets it over a period of few months in one restaurant. So it is recorded 244 tips are recorded. It's a real benchmark data set. Okay, it is when this data set was collected as a case study of business statistics in the year 1995 by Bryant and Smith. Okay, so the way what are the tips is given, right? If you see here, df dot sample of, I'm going to give I'm going to take 5 sample data set or 10 or 7, something I can give. Okay, so it will take any 7 random data set it will take. So the first tip is given here. It is given as tips in dollars. Okay, how much tips the waiter gets. Okay, and the bill, right? The total bill is also in dollars. So they had the food for $12. They had got $2 at the asset tips. Okay, this takes of a bill payer. This is the who has paid, who came to the hotel and had what is the gender of it, is a male or a female, and whether they are smokers in the party or not. They were smoking, whether they are smokers or a not smoker, who had the food, and which day they came to the hotel to have food. It's Saturday or Thursday or Sunday or Friday or whatever it is, and the daytime. Okay, whether it is a lunch or dinner that come, and what is the size of the party? How many of them had food? Here, two people had food. They had the total bill of $12. They gave two tips. Who paid the bill was a gender of male, and he was not a smoker. He came on Saturday. He came for dinner. Okay. Likewise, when you see for the next day, because you need to understand the data set very clearly before you go on for an exploratory data analysis. Trying to understand about that. We take my second data set. Okay, second row. There are 4 people in the party. The time they had dinner. Okay, they came in for came on Sunday. They were not a smoker. The bill payer was a male, and the tips was $5, and they had for almost $30. Okay, there will be a correlation between the total tips and the amount tip they got. Able to understand about the data set? Yes. Have you tried till the F sample? Columns, sample, head, tail. Yes. Yes, no, no, yes. Yeah, thank you, Saranya ma'am. Ajita ma'am is able to understand. Read too. Just write out samples and try to understand. Yes. What about others? Is waiting for a response. Only few have responded. I want everybody to try. Yes. Okay. And if I want to know, I told it the descriptive analytics. DF dot describe of here. How many categorical values I have? How many qualitative data and quantitative data? What are the columns I've got qualitative? What are the columns I've got quantitative data? What are the column names of qualitative data? What are the columns of quantitative data? Type it onto the chat. Yes, bill, tips, and size. What are qualitative?
Quantitative.
Categoricals are gender, column, smoker, day and time.
These are qualitative.
Yeah. So quantitative, quantity, right? Okay. So the quantitative data are the total tips. So the total bill, tip and size. So if I give DF dot describe of only for the quantitative data, I will get the count. So how many counts? 244. The mean value of the total bill, that's $19. Mean, the average of the tips is 2. The average of the size people who come for party is 2.5. The standard deviation. The minimum value, the minimum tip is 1. The maximum tip is $10. The minimum size who come to have food is 1, and maximum size is 6. Okay, the top 25 percentile. What is 50 percentile? Can one of you say what is 50 percentile? You got the minimum, you got the mean, you got the maximum. What it will be? It's the median. Median. It's the median. Okay. So try DF dot describer. Once you've tried DF dot describer, post it onto the chat as done. Okay, if you completed, you can post it as done. DF dot describer. Saranam is completed. So in today's 4-month session, we have seen about the different steps on data science. The first session, we saw about the 8 steps. Here in the second session, we started with the elaboration of what is data science, what are the methods available, where it could be applied, and the applications, right? Applications where and all we can see data sciences, and then how it works, right? From problem statements, from data collection to cleaning and exploration. Today's session will be seeing about the data exploration, right? So you have seen taken about the tips, how much of tips a waiter gets from a hotel. It is the data set taken in 1995 of 244 days. Okay, and am I not audible?
You are very much audible.
Okay, somebody says I'm not audible. So the data could be quantitative or qualitative. So we had qualitative data and quantitative data. I showed you an example how to upload it from Pandas and Seaborn. All right. And how it is to be represented. We've seen the differences between qualitative and quantitative data. And then what are the cleaning procedures? If there is missing values or need to go for imputation, the standardization and the normalization. And we've started for exploring of your data set, right? So then we started with the pandas and seaborne to be imported, and then we loaded the inbuilt data set of tips, and then we showed how much is the tips value, and the data set is once I loaded it, it takes into a type of data, the shape and the size we are seeing, head and the tail, and then samples of and describe of we have seen. The remaining things we will see in the afternoon session. Afternoon will start between 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. All right, over to the organizers. Thank you, Prabhu sir.